Hi, I'm Lucy, mum to identical twin boys, and I'm decluttering this house from top to bottom. Now our babies are 8 months old, and to do that I'm following the FlyLady system, which is just 10 minutes a day decluttering in whatever zone you're in that week. So I'll link my previous videos below so you can see how to set up the FlyLady system for your home, because it's very different for everybody. I did recently discover on ChatGPT you can pop in what zones you'd like to split your house into, and it will give you like a list of jobs to do in that zone. So that's a really good tip if you use ChatGPT to give you like a little checklist when you're in each zone. More for cleaning, but at the moment I am just decluttering. I've put zone cleaning on hold so I can declutter this house and then I'll clean it after. So I'm going to set my 10-minute timer now, and today the first thing I'm going to work on in this room, I'm basically going to go from this cupboard and then work around, but today my priority is this cupboard here, which has mugs and glasses in, and then if I get to our top drawer, our utensils drawer, I'd like to do that today as well, but we'll see how we get on for time. I'm going to show you what the cupboard looks like before. I'm going to get on with decluttering and then I'll show you after. So this is the before. It's not awful. You can see there's quite a bit of empty space down the back here, but we have so many mugs, so many that we don't use. We also hardly use any of these glasses and they're a bit mismatched, and the bottles down here, some of them don't really even fit, like this one that's sticking up. I've got a teapot which we never use, but I don't think I'll be able to part with that. Anyway, I'm gonna crack on, get stuck in, and I'll see you on the other side. So I thought I'd just talk you through a little bit what I'm doing here. I've set up 3 piles, a keep, a maybe, and a get rid. And that's just the quickest way for me to kind of filter through in my brain. And then I'm obviously not the only one who lives here. My husband has to have a say as well, so I need to check with him that he's happy to get rid of these. And there's a couple of his in the maybe pile that I'm not sure about, but mostly I'm keeping our Emma Bridgewater mugs. I would love to have all Emma Bridgewater mugs. We often get gifted them, so I think we'll probably have enough of those to create a set. And I'm keeping my Central Perk ones. These were from the Friend Studio in LA. My husband's Red Hot Chili Peppers mug, he will want to keep that. And then in my maybe pile, it's just really some random mugs that don't mean anything to us. And then I've got for get rid these Christmas ones. They had a little biscuit thing, but they're not very practical, and seasonal stuff that I'm a bit of a question mark around if I want them. My Taylor Swift mug is going just because it says Swiftie and it's all rubbed off, so that's going, even though I love Taylor Swift. And then there's just a few others that are like really small, which I'd never give anyone a small mug because I feel like once they've drank it they just want another one. So I'm just keeping the larger mugs. So you can see there's a lot less mugs here now, and I've moved the bottles up to the top because some of them were too tall. I do keep things with lids on, and you can see this protein shaker here doesn't have a lid, so I need to track that down because I'm pretty sure my husband does have that somewhere and he still wants to keep that. And then glasses I've slimmed down slightly as well. So we've got our larger glasses on this side, shorter glasses on the other side, a couple of fancy coffee glasses when people come round for a coffee. I didn't have a chance to go through the wine and champagne glasses. We don't actually drink, so I could probably get rid of all of those, but it is nice if you're having people round for dinner or Christmas that we've got them. And I've kept the 2 teapots. I couldn't bear to part with them, and there's a jug there. So I've actually freed up some cupboard space here, which is good to know when I'm clearing out other cupboards. If something doesn't make sense, then I've got some extra space here and I could shuffle things around. Some really random things in there, like we don't really drink, and we've got these whiskey glasses that don't have a flat bottom, and there's only 2 left, and I think it was a set of 4 or 6. They kept falling out of the cupboard and smashing, so the last of those are going. I've got like old flasks that are completely peeling, that's going, and just random like glasses where I've got one this shape and no others, they don't match, so that's going too. Any mug with like peely bits, logos and things that are coming off, that's going. I've got these in my maybe pile. I've got 4 of these and they're quite sweet and they go together, but because they're smaller I don't tend to give them to people. I tend to gravitate towards the Emma Bridgewater mugs, but if we have had a busy day of visitors then these do come in quite handy, so I think I'm going to pop these back in the cupboard. But the more random mugs that like don't have a partner, like this one, I don't feel anything towards that, so I'm going to get rid of it. And yeah, there's a couple of plain ones that my husband's, I'm going to run by him as well. So my timer has just gone off, but I'm going to spend a few extra minutes just popping this into a box and shoving it in the garage, so when we next go to the charity shop or the tip we can take it with us. While we're in the kitchen zone, I wanted to show you this beautiful rose that I cut from the garden and put in a little vase in here. Now I don't often cut flowers from the garden because I feel like it's such a ashamed to take them from the plant, but this one had so many, and I almost felt like I don't get in the garden enough these days. It's wasted out there, and here I can admire it. Look, stunning. All stripy. I'll try and get a better shot for you, but I've put it on the windowsill just next to the sink here, so I can see it whilst I'm washing up. How pretty. I'm not doing any decluttering right now. I'm just relaxing with a cup of tea. I'm going to sit down and put my feet up while the boys are sleeping, which I've realised this week I really need to do more of. So I didn't actually get to do any more 10-minute sessions in the kitchen. I did clean out the utensils drawer, just the top drawer here, and quickly when I had like a few minutes, I think it took me like 5 minutes, I gave it a wipe down and got rid of a few odds and sods that we didn't need anymore. But I felt myself getting quite frustrated as the week went on that I just did not have 10 minutes. It feels ridiculous that I didn't have 10 minutes just to declutter a cupboard or wipe down a cupboard, and I think that just is the reality of this season that I'm in right now, and I know it really won't be like this for very long, so I try so hard not to get frustrated. I just got myself so motivated to get this decluttering done, and then to only do one mug cupboard essentially and then not have time for anything else that week. I really had to check myself and stop myself from getting angry. I have this little thing that I do where if I feel myself getting stressed, anxious or angry, which often becomes my default, I don't know if anyone else is the same, I have this little thing that I say in my head where I'm like, happiness and peace is my default, happiness and peace, or happiness and calm is my default, and I'll just repeat that in my head so I'm not kind of going around in an angry state. Anyway, I could feel myself getting wound up because I hadn't had any time. And honestly, it doesn't matter, the house is in order, it's absolutely fine. I just wanted to do like the next level of decluttering. I was really excited about it. But yeah, I had babies up from naps early, we were out and about lots with the babies, and honestly we had a really lovely week. It was just very busy, and I think I'm realising that I'm not taking enough time for self-care, which is also really important, and without it you do end up burning out. So yesterday I actually pulled my back when I was putting the babies down to bed, which was very painful, and like couldn't hold them to rock them to sleep, and it was horrible. And I feel like when you're not looking after yourself, something like that always happens. For me, it's usually my neck or my back, and that's just like a warning sign from my body. You need to slow down, relax. So I am going to try and put my feet up a little bit more, because I literally do not have 10 minutes in many of my days. And if I do, sometimes I think I probably need to be prioritising sitting down with a cup of tea first and then going and doing 10 minutes of jobs after, and rather than prioritising the jobs first and then myself after. So I think there's definitely a balance to be struck. I used to do a lot of meditation. I actually taught yoga and taught a bit of meditation, so I'm literally trained in it, and I know how important it is, and yet still it's not something that I have been prioritising at all since the boys have been born. There was a little while whilst they were sleeping through the night. They are actually sleeping through the night again now, but that's for another topic. But when they first started sleeping through the night, they did a really good stretch of sleeping through, and I started to get up in the morning, do a little bit of yoga and meditation. I really felt like I was coming home to myself, and it's bizarre how like still the mind is when you can tap into that, and how not still my mind is all of the time. Anyway, I'm rambling, but the other day I did a 5-minute meditation, just pulled one up on YouTube when I was in bed before I went to sleep, and honestly the stillness felt so nice. And it's in those moments that you realise, oh my gosh, my mind does not stop. I am non-stop all day, every day. My mind is non-stop all day, every day. And just tapping into that stillness, even just for 5 minutes, is so beneficial. So I challenge you, if you're in a busy stage of life, once you've watched this video, go and search for even a 2-minute YouTube video on meditation and just sit and enjoy the peace and quiet. I hope it helps you as much as it's helped me this week. And Now I'm ready, fresh to start a new week. We're going into zone 3 this week, which for me is the baby's bedroom and the bathroom. So kind of awkward locations, especially for me to film decluttering. So I'll update you at some point, but I'm not sure how I'm going to get on with it. But again, we're giving ourselves grace, we're being kind to ourselves. If we get 10 minutes, we'll go for it. If we don't, it doesn't matter. We're in a new zone each week and we'll just chip away at it as we can. And that is just realistic, isn't it? Anyway, I hope you're having a lovely day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye.